Okay, this is Eric with Curated Bid, and today we are looking at a 1985 Mercedes 300 GD, brought to us by Jim, who's one of our favorite sellers on the platform. Jim, walk us through it.
All right. So here is gets to be the passenger side. So we'll head in, get a better look, and I'll just do a walk around and point out anything I think might be of note. All this is pretty clean. It's not the original paint. It's been repainted. I don't know when. I did not repaint it, so not too much detail on it, except for it's a nice paint job. I mean, whoever did it took their time and did it well. The bumper, I always thought about taking this thing off and repainting it. It's not bad, but like, you know, where somebody had a winch over the last 40 years, you can see that. But I mean, it's one of those things that I'm kind of neurotic and it doesn't bother me. So
I was going to say, it looks pretty good here through the video. Maybe just in the center point there, you see a little something.
Yeah. Yep. And coming around still, again, even these old, whatever you want to call them, the fender flares, they're in good shape. Mm-hmm. These side molding pieces they're good.
Jim, how long have you owned the vehicle?
5 years.
5 years. And in your ownership, what are some of the maintenance things that you've had to do to it?
The only thing that I've done to it is I replaced the alternator and the starter.
Great. Easy enough.
And it's the old original, 5-cylinder diesel, which it's the OM617, which I think is, Mercedes' old million-mile motor. So
yes.
Now the only rust trouble is down here on the bottom, behind this taillight, there must be some known drainage issue. See that?
Yep, we got it.
And that's really the only bad spot. And I have that panel. So this panel goes this whole piece here.
Yep.
I have that piece. It just, because you can't see it, it's underneath that taillight. It never bothered me that much, but Whoever buys it, they're welcome to have the piece. And then someday when they're bored, they can have somebody cut it in and paint.
That's great. That's great.
Let me try to get you a wheel well. I mean, it's even pretty clean under here. I mean, that's
it really is. It really is. The tires look.
Oh, I put new shocks on it too. I forgot because you can see the silver.
Oh, you did. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, so you even got new shocks.
Yeah, and the tires look like they're in great shape. Did you replace the tires in your ownership?
I did not. So whoever had this thing before me must have did it right before they sold it because they're still in. But I don't drive it that often. I mean, I drive it during the week, but as far as mileage on it, I haven't put that much. So
Yep. Speaking of, how many do we know the true miles on the vehicle?
We don't. So it's 51,000 kilometers.
Yep.
But it's back in the old days, we had a 5-digit odometer. So It could be 51,000. It could be 151.
Yeah.
Everybody that I've talked to that's seen it, we're all guessing 151 because 51 seems almost too low.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible, but 151 is probably more because the shape it's in and underneath, I really don't think it's 251.
Sure. No, it doesn't look like it. It certainly does not just show as a 251.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Great.
So moving to the inside.
Sure thing.
So back in the body style is kind of sort of the same as a brand new one, but the inside, most definitely they have improved. So this is pretty.
Well, I don't know.
Pretty utilitarian.
Maybe which way you look at it. Maybe they have it. I don't know. Depends on the day.
Hey, there's no electronics in this thing to go bad.
That's right.
Now the seat covers, so the seats underneath it look like the back seats.
Okay.
Like a vine. I think somebody recovered them somewhere in life, Now the original frames and stuff, because I looked online and those are the original. I mean, that's the original style and actual frame, just somebody re-cushioned and covered it.
Yep.
And that's what's on the front seats. And I had these seat covers custom made by a place called Ram's Head out in California.
Oh, sure.
So they did that perforated in the center, kind of keeps you cool, and then leather down the side. And it's, I mean, it's an exact fit. Probably 9 out of 10 people wouldn't even know it's a seat cover.
Wow. And any to the seat that's there originally, underneath that cover, no rips or tears or anything like that.
Nope, they are mint condition underneath the cover.
Great, awesome, very good.
And then, of course, it's a 5-speed transmission, manual, 4-wheel drive. The 4-wheel drive I have tested; it does work. I've never tried these locker knobs, and I don't think I'm going to, but I do know that the 4-wheel drive high and low is fully functional.
Yep.
Now, one thing, I'm kind of an audio nut, so the stereo needs to go, and I don't even think we should ever even talk money, because it's kind of everybody will think I've lost my mind. So we'll just leave it with it probably needs to go. And then we've talked, offline, that I can either put something in of your choice and your purchase, or I'll leave it and you can put something in. So the only thing you're going to lose is this end dash. You'll need to supply a new one of those.
Okay.
And the speakers here, you would need to replace that with probably either a little bitty black plastic cap, or just put a tweeter up here. So this one here, there's a hole underneath it, about, I think, is a 1/4-inch hole. This one is just mounted with silicone. I can take that out. You'll never know it was there. So this one, like on a Jeep, how they have those dog-eared pods,
Yep.
from the factory. I mean, that's a tweeter. So all you need to do is put one of those up there, and then down here is a speaker. That'll go, but that's a standard size. So, replace that. And then in the back, even though you're seeing 3 speakers back there, that, the bottom one's just a regular 6.5-inch speaker, easy. And then the 2 pods, there's a 1/4-inch hole behind it. So same thing, a single tweeter, and you're good to go. So really, you've kind of only got 2 oddball holes that you need to replace.
Fill with a 1/4-inch thing. Okay, great.
Yeah. So not that big of a, not as big of a deal as you might think from the initial view.
Yep. And going back to the stereo itself and the center console, you didn't change the size of the opening or anything like that. In fact, it looks like that's narrower than maybe what was there originally. So there's a backing plate or something on it.
There is. This right here is a backing plate. I did not cut or modify anything. So just a standard single DIN head unit will go back in.
Awesome. Great. And while we're looking at it, sorry, nothing to do with the stereo, but just looking at climate control there. Now I know you're down in Florida, so you probably don't use it a lot, but heat works on the vehicle, I imagine.
So here's your fan. Fan does work all speeds. Here's your heat, is functional. Headlights, fully functional. The clock is there, but does not work. And I've never really investigated what it would take to get the clock working, but it would be kind of cool. I always think when I'm bored, I need to pull it out and see if there's 12 volts even going to it, or if it's the clock,
Yeah, that'd be fun. Right.
Yeah.
And to be clear, it does not have air conditioning, correct?
No, and it never even had factory air. So you're not gonna, it's not like you just need to fix the air. It doesn't have air. Now, I did see on the internet, and I was tempted to do it. Somebody makes an electric compressor kit. So instead of the compressor running off of a belt, it runs off 12 volts, and then it would mount underneath here.
Yep.
But I just don't know how much air that would blow out throughout the whole cabin. But I mean, it is an idea. Right.
Now you living in Florida there, it's not exactly cool, but I imagine, you've done okay. Windows down and you're surviving. So
as long as I'm moving, I'm okay. And then when I stop at a stoplight, you flip the switch, turn on the fan, and you get some pretty good air out of those center vents.
Yep. Perfect. Good.
Yep.
And then, sorry, while we're there, real quick, just getting into the back seat. And I know you only have one hand available, but pretty easy to move those seats forward.
Flip this up.
Yeah.
And which I can't do it with one hand, but flip it up, and then pull and then this whole thing just kind of comes forward.
Great. Okay,
and then you can climb right in the back. And that back seat, folds down. The back of it does if you need more storage.
Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, great. Great. And then maybe,
Yep.
Jim, if you have a moment, not only to show us the driver's side, but let's not forget to maybe pop open the just the rear tailgate there, if we could, maybe as even as
Yeah.
we're walking up.
So don't make too much fun of me, but the rear is full of the stereo equipment. So,
I figured.
yeah,
It is.
everybody, no making fun of the audio guy. So
That's right.
there's
right.
actually quite a bit of room. It's just full of electronics right now, but
Yep.
that is the rear.
There you go. And importantly, Jim, there's no rust as we're looking at it. No rust along the bottom there or in and around.
No.
So, yeah, it looks really clean. That's great. That's great.
Yep.
Very cool.
Give you a top.
Oh, good. We were seeing the headliner while we're doing that too, so that's great.
Yeah.
So, good.
And somebody replaced that too because it's got new carpet inside. I was told, I cannot confirm or deny this, but they said that they put in a new I think it's the original transmission, but they replaced the 4-wheel drive transfer case. And if you look underneath, it does look new. And I think they did the carpet, the headliner, and then that transfer case.
Wow.
Like right before I bought it about 5 years ago.
Wow. Okay, good. Good.
Yeah, I've got no documentation on it, but I mean, it does.
Yep.
The looks of it kind of goes along with their story anyway.
Right. I love this car, Jim.
I know the thing, it's great, and I don't really care. I mean, everybody can know I'm just selling it because I'm bored and want to buy something else. I mean,
Totally.
it's actually highly entertaining, really.
Yeah.
I was gonna pop the hood.
Yeah.
And I'll act like the stick, so we won't
There
do
you
it too much here, but.
And I've had the pleasure of looking at this engine bay already, but I if I remember right, there was it's pretty clean, not a lot of weeping and not a lot of fluid showing.
There's not
anything like
about
that.
the only thing is it's got just a tiny little wheep on that injection pump, and what it is, it's a seal behind where the little runaway diesel lever is. I mean, and it's so minuscule that I'm like, here again.
Right.
I don't even know if you can see it on the camera, and it's definitely,
it
in my opinion,
camera. But but anyway, that's
not
the only
worth
thing that we've had that we've noted on it.
Yeah,
it's great. Hey, perfect.
Oh, and that blue thing, that's actually the old 1985. That is the jack.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, so they kept it in the engine compartment.
Wow. Well, that might be a follow-up video of you showing us how to use that jack. That is awesome. That's very cool. That is,
yeah.
I won't make you do that, by the way, but that's super cool.
Well, here again, with one hand on the phone.
Exactly. We're really going to test your skills.
Yeah.
That's great, Jim. Would you mind just maybe finishing up with just a quick maybe look at the oh boy, sorry. A quick look at the dash there, and then maybe if you could even just start her up.
Yeah. So I think I've got to trying to get out of that glare.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got temperature, fuel gauge works, temp works, low fuel. Don't know. I try not to get it low. Diesels hate to run out of fuel, but I know the parking brake light works. There's your odometer. Like I said, the 5-digit 51,000.
Yeah.
Maybe it is, but I don't know. I still go with probably 151.
Right. Oh, and then as we're looking at the speedometer here, you and I have talked about it before. It cruises comfortably 60, 65. You probably wouldn't want to do a 12-hour multi-day trip in it. But if you need to, go from one town to the next on the freeway, you're doing just fine cruising at 60.
Yeah. Top speed. I mean, 65, it's about maxed out. I mean, because that thing, the engine, I think it red lines, it's either 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs. It's not very high. And 65, I mean, you're you're pushing the high end.
Yeah.
But I have taken it like up to Sarasota, which is an hour away, and I mean it's fine. It's just, you know, you're much better off in town at like that 55 and under. But it,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you stay in the slow lane on the interstate and you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Yeah. Perfect. Great. Very cool. All right.
Here, let's
Maybe give it a quick
turn it over.
start. If you, I don't know how you do this one-handed, but again, we're going to test all your capabilities.
So you got glow plug light. If the glare will get out of my way, wait till that goes off. Make sure I'm in neutral. And there you go.
There it is. All right.
Let me swing back around to the hood. I don't even know if you can hear the engine in here.
We can hear it purrs like a kitten. We can hear it a little bit.
It does.
All right. I love it. Perfect. Well, Jim, this has been fantastic. I appreciate you walking us through this beautiful 300 GD, and you know, we'll obviously chat soon and get this up on the platform straight away for people to see and ask some questions about.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anybody has any questions, let you know, and I'll answer anything I can.
Perfect. Jim, once again, appreciate it always. And I'll chat with you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you.
Yep.